The next hunter on our guide is going to be Anne, the disciple, or previously it was called Herald, and then they changed it, and then they changed it back to disciple, I believe. So this is a very straightforward, simple hunter, but for some reason, it's a very long video. And I'm trying to improve my guides, so I also added Spectate the pros, gameplay, and like a little bit of clips, and more examples to help people understand this hunter better. So yeah, I keep trying to improve my guides as much as possible each time, and I always learn new things. So that's exciting, but also I have to put much more work into it. So yeah, we're growing together. We're learning and improving together, and that's always a lot of work and fun. Maybe a little, kind of. Yep. Hunter's external trait is Shadow Step, and there are 3 parts to it. So the Shadow Step is basically what the cats do and how it affects survivors. So the 3 categories that you need to know is the Alert Radius, Paralysis Area, and Special. Special we'll be talking to when we go to First Presence because it's not really relevant at the moment. The Alert Radius is the circle around the cats. When the cats split and the survivors touch the circle around the cat will latch on to the survivor and they will follow the survivor around everywhere they go. Once the cat latches onto the survivors, it will be on them for 10 seconds. When the hunter initially sends the cat in one direction, there is no radius, but as soon as the cats split, that radius appears, and you can see that purple circle around the cat is the radius of the cat. When cats are not latched onto a survivor and they are on the map, they have an extended radius. If the survivor stands in this extended radius, cats will not latch on, but the hunter effects will still work. In this picture, you can see the smaller circle around the cat in light purple. That is the cat's radius, the inner circle, and then the outer circle that's in dark purple is the extended radius. As you can see, the survivor is standing in the extended radius, but the cat is not latching onto the survivor. But she's still within the circle. Survivor touches the light purple inner circle, and the cat will latch onto the survivor. Here the survivor is standing at the extended circle and not at the inner circle, so the cats don't latch onto the survivor. The hunter enters the outer circle and the effects will still apply, so she'll still be stunned. So even if the cat's not latched on, but she's in the area around the cat, the extended radius, she'll still be stunned. Just to avoid confusion now, when I say cat's radius, I mean the entire radius, so including the extended circle. When we're talking about paralysis area, if Anne enters the cat's radius, when the survivor is within the cat's radius or the cat is latched onto the survivor will be stunned for 2.5 seconds, and that cat that is used for the stun will then disappear. So the hunter will throw the cats, they're split, and the cat latches onto the survivor. Hunter enters the survivor's radius and she'll be stunned for 2.5 seconds. So in this situation, if the cat is latched onto the perfumer now has a radius because of the cat. If doctor and prisoner is within the perfumer's radius, they can be stunned or intimidated with the perfumer. We just talked about the cat's traits. Now, as the hunter, how does she use these cats and the cat's abilities? Swoop, Hunter's zero presence ability. So when she first taps this ability, the cats get sent into one direction. During this time, the cat does not have a radius, so it cannot latch onto survivors. The hunter will then tap the ability again, and the cats will split into 2 and go in opposite directions. If the hunter doesn't tap on this ability, it will automatically split after 5 seconds. As soon as the cats are split, it will activate the cat's radius, and now the cats can latch onto survivors. The cats last for 10 seconds after the split, which includes the transition time. So as soon as they split, the 10-second timer will go off. However, if they latch onto survivors, that 10-second timer will be refreshed. So Hunter uses the first tap. It will go right through the gardener because there is no cat radius. And as you can see, as it's split, the circle appears around the cats. And that's when the cats have a radius. And that's when it'll be able to latch onto the survivors. When the hunter taps the ability for the 3rd time, or taps the ability again after the cats have split, it activates Intimidate. If the survivors are within the cat's radius and the hunter clicks Intimidate, survivors can't decode, heal, or use items for 10 seconds. After Intimidate, all the cats on the maps will disappear and the hunter's cat ability will be on cooldown. So if Anne misses her cats and wants to end the ability so that cooldown can start and she can use it again the next time, she's going to click Intimidate regardless of whether the cats are latched onto survivors or not. If they're just standing around in the map, she can just click Intimidate. That will end the ability, the cats will all disappear and the ability will start cooldown. If Anne does not click Intimidate, ability will end automatically 10 seconds after the cat split or 10 seconds after the cat has latched onto the survivor. Cats have been thrown, splitted, and intimidate. For the survivor's perspective, we can see the cat's latching on, hunter uses intimidate, and now she's going to go towards the cipher machine. She can't decode, and we can see on the right her item. She can't use her item as well, and if there was a survivor next to her, she wouldn't be able to heal. However, she can throw down pellets and she can vault, so she'll still be able to kite. The same logic applies if the survivors are within the cat's radius and the hunter uses intimidate, they will all be intimidated. Other traits that the cat has is Anne can see around the cat at all times, so if she sends her cats past the wall, splits them, and there's a survivor nearby, she will be able to see that survivor. And if she can maneuver her way to make the cats latch on to the survivor, that can also work. Cats will not latch onto survivors that are knocked down on the ground, but the hunter will be able to see their outline. For the side of survivors, survivors can see the cats at a certain distance, but if the cats are too far away, survivors will not be able to see them. But survivors can also see the cat through the walls, so they'll be able to try to dodge the cats while they're kiting. Hunter's next zero presence ability is CatWalk. It looks like a jump. With this ability, Anne can jump towards her cat at any time after they split. So in order for the hunter to use this ability, it means the cats have to be in use, and you have to be able to see the cats when you jump towards them. So if the cat is out of your vision, not on the screen, you won't be able to jump towards them. The cooldown is 2 seconds, the charge time is 16 seconds, and the hunter has one of these abilities, charge count is 1. Then you'll be asking, why is there a 2-second cooldown if you only can use this ability once? Well, that's because at full presence she will get a second charge, but for now at zero presence she only has one jump ability. Here she jumps towards the survivor to catch up to her quickly and then is able to stun her. Here she just jump to her immediately and stun her immediately. This is a full version, throwing the cat, splitting the cat, and then jumping towards the survivor. Remember, hunter can use jump after the cat split and anytime after that, so if there's cats just standing still on the map, hunter can still utilize jump. If hunter uses intimidate and the cats all disappear, she will not be able to utilize jump. And here is the example with multiple survivors. You can also kind of curve your jumps. You start the jump by staring at the cat first, and then you swerve your screen really quickly, and then she'll kind of swerve her jumps. At first presence, hunter's ability guide will be unlocked. And a lot of the times people call this the cross because in her default skin it kind of looks like a wooden cross that's being planted into the ground. What is cross or what is guide? Her first presence ability. After the cats split, Anne can recall the cats to a desired location. So anytime after the cats split, and the cats have to still exist, so do it within 10 seconds of them splitting. The cat's existence time resets once again, 10 seconds when the cross is placed. So as soon as the cross is placed on the ground, the timer starts for 10 seconds. And then if there's a survivor that's got catted while the cats are returning to the cross, the timer gets restarted again, 10 seconds. When survivors are stunned by the cat returning to the cross, the radius is larger. It's hard to explain, so I'll just show you what it looks like. When the first cat gets thrown, split, and it lands on a survivor, versus when the cats are split, the cats are recalled, and the recalled cats to the cross land onto the survivor, the radius is much larger. So we've mentioned in the past, cats that have been used to intimidate, stun, will disappear, or cats after 10 seconds will disappear if you don't use them. Once all cats disappear, your ability goes on cooldown. And 2 cats can also latch onto one survivor. survivor. These are just random facts that seem random, but it'll all come together. So in this instance, both cats land onto the perfumer. Hunter goes and stuns the survivor, and my ability is now on cooldown. You'd be like, why does that matter? Because the hunter utilized the stun. It's not like she wasted her ability, but that also means we can't use the cross. Why is that so significant? Because with the cross, we can double stun the survivors. With the cross, can actually stun survivors twice consecutively. One time with the split and then the second time with the cross. However, if survivors are stunned twice consecutively, the second stun will only last 1 second. So the first stun will be 2.5 seconds and the second stun will be 1 second. This is how the hunter will utilize this ability. So she's going to send both cats into opposite directions. She's going to be able to stun the perfumer with the first stun. She's going to recall the cat that went into opposite direction that's still available on the map, and she'll be able to stun the perfumer once again. So that's the double stun ability. And yes, this works with multiple survivors as well. So we're going to get them stunned 2.5 seconds. Hunter's going to utilize the cross, recall the remaining cat towards the survivors once again. And as soon as the cat gets here, and you can see the radius is larger. But for some reason, that second stun with the 3 survivors lasted 2.5 seconds. So I'm guessing it's because there was some time between the 2 stuns and they weren't immediate 1 stun, consecutive next stun. So if there's enough time in between the 2 stuns, it won't be a 2.5 second stun, 1 second stun, it'll be a 2.5 second stun. Enough time in between, 2.5 second stun. Finally, at full presence, Hunter gets Psychic, which is the upgrade to her jumping ability. So Anne will jump towards her cats. The jump goes further, it's faster, and Hunter gets another charge. So the cooldown is 2 seconds, charge time is 16 seconds, and the Hunter can have at least 2 stacks of this ability. So this is just for comparison purposes. When she has 0 presence, she only has 1 jump, so she wouldn't be able to jump twice. And for full presence, she gets 2 jumps, but she has a 2-second cooldown, so she wouldn't be able to jump immediately. This is just a visual representation of how different 0 presence jump is to full presence jump. I have a few clips on Spectate the Pros Southeast Asia rank because that way we'll be able to see how survivors play against Anne and how Anne plays against survivors. What are her strategies? How does she utilize her abilities? So here the meteorologist is on her low cloud. The Anne's cat will still latch onto her. And now that the cats are also at the chair, which means she can get stunned, she won't be able to get the rescue in time. And here the hunter's going after the little girl. Hunter realizes her jump, she stuns. Little girl's gonna quickly flywheel and then she's gonna drop a page so that she has enough distance against this Anne. Now the meteorologist, wonderful timing for her wind, pushes the hunter away as soon as the hunter jumps so that she won't be stunned. Here the hunter is gonna take a hit onto Matador. He's trying to make it, but he's too far away from the chair, and Anne's cats are on cooldown, but he's at half health, so the cheerleader has to come in for this rescue. Anne's cat are back, so she will go ahead and stun the meteorologist. What's her name? Lanternist. She's actually in Koa now, so we'll be able to see her. Matador isn't. Again, he gets a hit a little bit too far away from the chair. Hunter's going to be able to utilize the cats to stun, and then he won't be able to get this rescue. So we see Anne utilizing the double stun on the chair a lot of the times to stuff the rescues. Here it looks like the hunter's going to utilize the cats to utilize the jump, but now the cats are on cooldown. She's going to teleport to the chair to cut off this rescue. This time we got the novelist fighting against the Anne. Really good book swap there. He's buying a lot of time at this window, so Hunter's waiting for her cats so that she can land the cats onto the survivor and then utilize her jump to be able to catch up to him as soon as possible at this window. So she was able to jump. He's stunned, but he's too far away from the window, so he is able to get away for a little bit longer. But he doesn't have enough distance, and Hunter will finally be able to land a hit onto the novelist. Novelist has another book ready. Hunter's gonna get the cat latched onto this novelist. And he's going to switch before the hunter is able to stun, but hunter had excitement, so it didn't work out, and she's able to down this novelist. And we have the batter coming in for the rescue. So the hunter splits the cats up, and then she's going to recall the cats to the novelist. So when the batter stuns him, the novelist drops down, but the cats are there and get stunned immediately, and the hunter downs the novelist immediately. So great strategy against harassment. And here, unfortunately, the batter gets hit, and then the cats land on the survivor, and she's able to stuff the rescue once again. So you have to be very careful when you're rescuing against Anne. You have to be careful to first avoid the cats if possible, and if the cats are on the chair, don't get the stun, or because, well, there's a lot of examples, so you don't need to worry here. The hunter picks up the batter, so now there's no attack recovery, and she's able to just down this priestess. He's going to drop the batter because now the batter will be able to struggle because she was using the batter as like a weapon, and he's going to be able to chair the priestess. Now the priestess is chaired. Let's see who's coming in for the rescue. Hunter is going to be able to see the postman. Postman gets a hit. Postman's going to utilize his doggy bite, but Hunter is going to utilize the excitement to jump straight to the chair, but the survivors do get away. However, doesn't have enough distance. Wonderful flywheel. She is able to make it to the pallet. And next situation here, she eventually does down the priestess. She chairs the priestess. We have a half-health batter trying to come in for the rescue here, but it's going to be quite challenging because he doesn't have any balls left, so he's not able to get the rescue. I think he was trying to bait the hit so that he could flywheel and get the rescue, but the hunter was very patient. So then he's gonna be able to get the down onto this batter. Next game, we have the hunter. So we got a mini stun by the enchantress, but the hunter's stun was longer because it was only a 1 mini stun by the enchantress, so the enchantress still ended up getting hit. Here she's trying to stun hunter, but we got excitement coming in. So some of this hunter, like a few of them is like the A tier hunter, and the other one there's like, oh okay, ooh, we got the double stun here and then drop down hit, so now he's half injured and he can't go for this rescue. So there's like the second rank hunter, and like there's also an A tier, and I think the third rank hunter. These are the clips of mostly the second ranked hunter. So enchantress, unfortunately, because she was chaired and not rescued in basement, ooh, it looks like we're gonna get the, she wasn't sure what lucky guy he had, because I mean if he had a gun he could have shot, so I think that's might be the reason why the hunter utilized excitement. Okay, see, full health aeroplanist, but he's caught off a little far from the chair, and the cat's landed onto him. He's gonna take a hit. One cat's gonna be recalled to the chair. If the hunter gets there and he takes the cat, he's gonna get stunned, so he's not gonna be able to get the rescue. So he's gonna wait out this cat, but he's at half health, so now he doesn't have enough distance, so he still can't get the rescue. And the hunter's gonna utilize the cat as soon as the cooldown's over and is able to down the survivor, but they got a backdoor rescue with the bot. And it looks like the bot's just gonna be able to heal up the aeroplanist, but the matador is unfortunately in this corner. Hunter put the cross where she expected him to go, like towards the pallet. So that was pretty good. Gonna mind game here at this pallet. He's gonna utilize his ability, forcing the hunter to break this pallet. But now he has nowhere to go, so he's gonna be taking a hit. Okay, the aeroplanist is chaired and 3 is coming in for the rescue. Lucky guy. Unfortunately, Hunter utilizes the cats to jump while the lucky guy is still far away from the chair, and then she's going to recall the cats and jump to the chair and is able to stuff the rescue. I think this is the number 2 hunter. Number 2 Anne hunter. Not the number 2 overall hunter, the number 2 Anne hunter. Oh, I forgot to talk about this. So even though she gets rescued, because the cats are in the chair and the survivor leaves the chair, the cat can still latch onto the survivor that was rescued off of the chair. So then she'll still get stunned, like this. It happened again. The etymologist is just body blocking because she has Ty Turner, but she was already hit. Enchantress hasn't been hit yet, so she's gonna try to body block as much as possible with the bees. But with the cats here, she's gonna be able to stun the survivor. Oh! And if she broke the pallet immediately, she might have been able to get a hit, but oh, she's just gonna utilize Blink and she's gonna be able to down this survivor. So Cypher Machine's primed, and the survivors are just waiting to get hit before the hunter before they pop the Cypher. See, one cat went towards the etymologist and one towards the airplane, so that leaves the fire investigator without a cat. So he could have gone for the pop, but I think they want to wait to get hit first. I'm just gonna send the cats off. She's gonna go towards the entomologist. She's gonna always check this Cypher Machine because she wants to be there when they pop the Cypher, because Hunter does have detention. Survivors are playing this very patiently. They're not healing. They're all like scattered in 3 opposite directions. So Hunter is gonna be taking a hit. The fire investigator is going to be taking a hit. The cats are still on the Cypher Machine, so survivors are kind of hesitant to approach it, and then they didn't approach the Cypher Machine because then Hunter could have utilized her Disable, Intimidate, and then they wouldn't have been able to pop the Cypher. So that's why you see the entomologist waited out the cats. And then now they pop the Cypher Machine endgame situation. And we'll be able to down this entomologist, but she bought enough time. The opposite gate is opening up and the fire investigator is almost there, so it's a 2-man escape. Ever Sleeping Town. The first chase is going to be the first, oh no, it's the first officer's coming in for the rescue. He's gonna utilize his pocket watch. Hunter is able to get a hit onto him, and if you look, he actually gets hit by the tram, but it's during his pocket watch scene, so Hunter doesn't realize he was hit by the tram, so he escapes. Yeah, he got lucky there. Unlucky that he got hit by the tram, but lucky that the Hunter didn't notice and wasn't able to down him. Here she's going to be able to down the survivor, so another survivor has to come in for the rescue. But the cats are up. We'll be able to get the cat, but because the gardener has the new upgraded ability where she can utilize the bubble, oh, she was able to get the rescue, but the cats landed on the survivors right away. Hunter was able to stun and get a hit onto the priestess. Now she wants to go and pick up the first officer. And you can see the gardener keeps coming back and breaking this chair because the priestess has died in the far corner. And then she has to bring the survivor to this chair. Unless, I guess you don't have to. You have, she might have struggle speed, maybe that's why. I didn't check the survivor's personas in detail, but she can't. Okay, so because she keeps guarding the chair, so the gardener can't break it again. She just waited for the priestess to get up. They got a free backdoor rescue onto the first officer, and now priestess doesn't have self-heal, and the hunter has gotten a hit onto the gardener. The cats are back up. Hunter's gonna use it to use. Oh, you saw that? That's the swerve jump. So you go around the walls. Even though if you jumped in the straight line, you would have run into the walls and stopped. But you can kind of swerve by swapping the screen. Okay, got priestess doesn't have self-heal. She's just crawling on the ground the entire time, and now the hunter gets a hit onto the entomologist. I don't really remember how this game ends. She's gonna jump to catch up to the survivor. She's gonna relocate it with the cross and gets a hit onto the first officer, but he utilizes his pocket watch, so he has a little bit of time left. And they are able to get the rescue, but the situation is not very good. 3 ciphers completed, 4th one 34. Priestess, however, did get away, and she's actually dead on chair and she has no self-heal, so she does not want to get caught. Hunter is going to be able to chair the first officer for the second time. Okay, he was rescued before half, so he's okay, but the problem right now is the priestess. She's nice dodge, but the cross relocation is able to stun her and is able to down this survivor. But she was rescued after half, so I just skipped it. So really good placements for the catapults on this toy merchant, right towards the stairs. So Hunter is going to utilize warp to cut her off, and now she's making her way back towards the staircase, but she doesn't have enough distance, so we'll be able to down her. Okay, she's chaired, and the mercenary is coming in for the rescue. He's waiting out the cats, but here he gets stunned with double cats. So now both cats disappear, and there isn't a cat being placed onto the toy merchant. She's going to utilize that catapult she set up in the first kite, and she's going to utilize her, what's that thing called again? Glider, to get lots of distance. But here, there isn't much she can do. Only has this one pallet to work with, and the cat is able to stun her. She's going to walk around here because the obstacles are very small, and is able to chair her for the second time, but it's in the basement. Got the stun and the mercenary, she dropped down hits, so there's no attack recovery. I mean, he's a mercenary, so he can still get the rescue, but he doesn't have a high turner, so he's gonna take a hit here, get the rescue. Both survivors are running out of the basement. Hunter's gonna utilize the cats. Mercenary's down, so the cats won't latch onto the mercenary, and is able to stun and down the toy merchant. Yeah, Anne in basement is very scary. So, ooh, we got another nice stun by the prospector as she's making her way. I think she realizes the cipher machines are primed, so she's going towards the cipher. Survivors are just going to pop it. Now she has a nice target right here. She dies for a little while, but she will go down. And now the hunter is chasing the aeroplanist. Next game. So when the hunter releases the cats here at the docks, it will still land on the survivor. Nice sidestep, missing the postman doggy. I think this is the one survivors do really good. They get like a 3 skip or 4 skip. Okay, we're going to have the cats latch onto them at this window so that she's trying to catch him at the right time. He drops down here. Hunter utilizes intimidate and gets a hit onto the postman. Postman's now chaired, and the airplane is coming in for the rescue, but he gets stunned. She gets hit, and then the cat's at the chair. Hunter's gonna jump towards them. He gets the rescue, but he can still get the hit onto the survivor. He's rescued with tight turner, so it doesn't matter that he hit the airplanist first. She still has time to down the postman. Nice sidestep again. Avoiding the dog, is able to jump and get the stun and get the hit, so that's a double down situation. But here, look at the wonderful support of this antiquarian who dies here in this narrow area. It's gonna get the antiquarian stun. Hunter's disarmed. We got Matador coming in as well. Flywheel avoids the hit and is able to get the doggy bite as soon as he gets back up. Wonderful push by the antiquarian. Another push. And great support here. Ooh, is also able to get the pallet stun. And Hunter's just gonna go to the last cipher machine, but it's only at 20%, so they could just start a new cipher machine. He's able to get the down to the aeroplanist. He's already used up his self-heal as well, so the question is, does Hunter recognize this? So they are just gonna start a new cipher machine. But this person, his name is Dolisu. Is it the real Dolisu? And we got backdoor rescue. I'm not sure if the hunter realized it, but she's stunned, so is able to take the hit. And she goes back to the chair, realizing that they were able to get this rescue. The hunter wants to chair the airplanist for the second time. That's the survivor, he's stunned. She utilizes the swerve jump. He's able to down him for the third time, but second chair. I think he was probably rescued. So we can see here, Cipher Machine is almost primed, but it's not quite ready. And then now the hunter utilizes they just pop. I'm like, huh? What is going on? I don't know, maybe it was the ping? Right, so Hunters has detention, but they utilize their abilities. Matador forced her to break that pallet, and so they're able to still get the rescue. That's pretty impressive. Now that shore gate is being opened up. Got the jetpack, just barely misses, but is able to finally down this survivor. One survivor on ship, the other survivor at cornfields. And one survivor opened up shore gate. The postman opened up shore gate. And the hunter has tinnitus, and tinnitus is gone. She has tinnitus again here. She's unsure where is this survivor. And then she sneaks her way towards the gate. Hunter teleports to cornfield gate, and the survivor's not here. They're waiting in the middle, and so they're able to get a 3-man escape. And that is all for Spectate the Pros. And as always, we have the pro gameplays from IJL Autumn 2025, and you'll just be able to watch the best players play each other. I hope the guide was helpful, and I hope you enjoy playing Identity V. On Ever Sleeping Town right now, this is round 3, second half. ZETA does have the advantage because they have a round win, and if the hunter Mkmldy can get a 2-man elimination or 3-man elimination, they will have a 2-round win. And on the side of FL, they need to get the round win, so they need to get as much survivors out as possible. Wonderful stun by the coordinator. Gonna be waiting till the hunter enters this alleyway where she can't hide behind any objects. Is going to get that opportune moment and strike and get the stun, and is able to transition out. It does look like she's looking at the ground for her persona web traits, and she is able to finally land the cat onto the survivor. We can see that she is being spectated by the seer owl, and she will get the jump. She's gonna get stunned, and the seer owl will be coming in for the body block. She's gonna be hiding behind these pallets. Hunter's gonna go ahead and break it so she can't keep looping around this area. She is forced to throw down this one pallet, and the cats are once again ready. They are able to land onto the survivor. She jumps to her, she's stunned, so she will be taking a hit here for the first time. She's gonna go towards the outside, the back of the building, and she's trying to continuously. It looks like the tram is actually here, and the cats actually do land onto her. And the hunter's trying to get to the next stop before the tram arrives. And will the cat still be on there? We'll have to see. Okay, the tram has now arrived. The cats are gone, so now the hunter's going to be recatting the survivor. It has landed on. She's going to utilize her jump. She's stunned, and she will be going down. But as you can see, a lot of cipher progress. We see one cipher machine has been completed, the second one is primed, and the third one's at 72, so it will be primed pretty soon. But it looks like Moririn is feeding tinnitus and waiting to come in for that rescue. He is the airplanist with Ty Turner, and he can utilize that jetpack to get to the chair pretty quickly. They are starting on their 4th and 5th cipher machines, and the hunter has now caught the airplanist, so he might be utilizing his jetpack sometime soon. He's baiting it. Okay, being very patient, is going to be utilizing his jetpack to rise to his jetpack to fly, and then he's going to be taking the hit and is successfully able to get the rescue without a double down situation. She's going to get an immediate hit onto the coordinator because the coordinator is running out in the open, most likely trying to transition away from the survivors, and the cipher machines will be going down. But cipher progress is looking great. She's going to go down here in this corner, and the basement is not in this area, it is in the corner house. So she's going to be cheering her outside of the graveyard. We also see that Wildland can definitely come in for this rescue. He also has Ty Turner, so that can buy quite a lot of time, and we can see the ciphers are progressing incredibly well. It looks like Maycan's going to be coming in for this rescue. Is stunned by the cats, but he is on his board, so it's not too much of an issue for him at the moment, and he's made his way to the chair. So now she's going to recall the cats to the chair, or does she stop? Okay, it looks like she's just going to hit the board and hit him out of the board. He is able to get the rescue and the stun right away, and so it is a down to the coordinator once again. But with this tie turner, they are able to have that 3-man endgame situation. Last Cypher Machine still at 58%. She's going to die at a far corner, making the Hunter bring her all the way back to the chair, but it looks like, okay, last Cypher is at 72%. First survivor is back on the, is going to go back to the manor. We have 2 healthy survivors and 1 half-health survivor, so things are looking incredibly good for the side of FL. You can see Cypher Machines are prime, 2 survivors are working on it, and they're just going to go ahead and pop. The Anne's trait is on cooldown, and it's around 29 seconds. And it looks like they're all running towards the gate, but the problem is the Hunter's running towards this gate as well, and she has detention. Okay, he didn't get hit by the tram, that's a good thing. The exit gate's open, the cats are just gonna hit, and she's gonna down the aeroplanist. He's gonna crawl. Survivors are now going towards the opposite exit gate, and suddenly what was looking like a very good advantage for the survivors is suddenly looking very bad. The wildling can get out, but he needs to buy enough time for Cat to open up that exit gate. I mean, it's still looking like a tie. I don't think she's going to leave. She has abnormal. Trump card has already been used, so there isn't any endgame trait for this, and so they're just going to wait till Cat opens up that opposite exit gate, and then the wildling is going to leave. Not much the Hunter can do. She could possibly jump towards the wildling, but he's just going to leave as soon as the cats come close by. The exit gate's open, and that's a 2-man escape for the side of FL survivors. First, as Anne on Leo's memory, right now RC has 2 round wins, SC has 0 round wins, so they really need to at least get a tie to move on to round 4, or they have to get a win. Otherwise, it's going to be, if RC gets the win for round 3, it's over for SC, and it looks like the first chase is going to be Tarako as the escapeologist. He's getting ready to utilize his smoke screen, will be utilizing it, but the cats are out and they will be latching onto the survivor. So the Hunter is able to jump towards him. He is able to throw down this pallet, so he is fine. He's going to go back inside of his smoke screen. Hunter's going to disable his ability, and he is able to throw down yet another pallet. Hunter destroying these pallets incredibly fast. He just needs to transition away, and it looks like the Hunter is slowly catching up. The cats will be released onto this survivor once again, is able to catch up to him, and it looks like she's going to be able to finally get a hit on him, but he does have the smoke misdirection, so he's still at full health. Is going to utilize his next smoke screen to create this wall where the Hunter can't really find out where he is, and is able to hide behind this wall. We have the meteorologist getting ready for the support, is able to latch the cats onto the survivor. Meteorologist push with the wind, but he's still stunned, and the Hunter is still way too close to the survivor. Will be taking the first hit and transition away. Hunter going to utilize warp, close the distance, has 1 more pallet here to work with. Oh, and a pallet stun, is able to buy so much time for the side of the survivors. He's going to finally transition back into the walls, but the cats are latched on once again. He's on the wrong side of the pallet, but she's just going to break it. He's still stunned and will be going down for the first time. But if we look at the Cypher progress, we can see 2 Cyphers are already primed. The 3rd Cypher machine is at 77, and the closest survivor is GNK, who does have tie turner, so they can definitely come in for this rescue. We can see that he used, the escapeologist used escape act, where he changes the location of his chair to more towards the middle, so that's easier to rescue and you don't have to run all the way to the corner and get cut off by this Hunter. 3rd Cypher machine has one of the Cypher machines have been popped, the other 2 are primed. 4th Cypher machine as a 21 is able to get the rescue and will be able to injure the meteorologist. Now the Hunter needs to down the survivor, but she does have a lot of time because he does have tie turner, so anytime before it's over is going to be able to get the stun and will be able to get the hit onto him. She was trying to delay the hit as much as possible so that he can get less distance while he's on his tie turner. And it looks like he'll be on the chair 1 more time. He may have to use his escape act, but it looks like he was purposely coming to this corner far away. Is he going to use it? Yes, he is. And the next survivor coming in for the rescue is going to be the escaping clown. Not escaping clown. Oh my god. The weeping clown. And he also does have tide turners, so they're setting up for this rescue. Oh, weeping clown's already there. Alf did not see him, and they're able to get this free rescue. Nope, they were being a little patient. Oh, they're gonna get the stun, double stun. Hunter stunning the weeping clown. Weeping clown stunning the hunter is able to take the hit and get the rescue before he expires. This is the last chair for the escapologist. But if you look at the cipher progress right now, 4 cipher machines are primed, 2 are done, and they're just gonna start popping all these cipher machines. The last cipher machine at 67 doesn't look like he's gonna be able to last long, but with the support of the weeping clown and the harassment of the enchanters, it is possible. Now the hunter may have to change to excitement. She's going to be changing to excitement so she can get rid of the first survivor. 4th cipher machine's popped. Last cipher machine 90, and the hunter needs to look for a new survivor to chase. They're just going to go and pop that last cipher machine since the hunter is not chasing any of the survivors. We can see the weeping clown is opening up the moon exit gate, and the hunter is now on the meteorologist, who has still quite a lot of items left to utilize, at least 2, I believe. And she's going to recall the cats. She's going to utilize the clouds to avoid the cats. Hunter's going to jump towards the cloud, and she's going to drop right in front of the hunter. So that is at least a 2-man elimination for now. Survivors may come in for the support. We will have to see, because it is still close. I was trying to chair him as far away from the moon gate, which is already open. And it looks like the weeping clown took the enchanter's time. They made it to round 5, and this is the first time they've made it to overtime. So we're going to be seeing Mkmldy with the Anne heading towards the church. No survivors are currently inside. It seems like he noticed that because he's going around the outside. He's going to be running into his first target, who is not being shown. I can see his little feet. It looks like the lucky guy, Soba. We also saw the enchantress going past, I think. There is no enchantress. Yes, there is. No, there isn't. Okay, it was most likely the antiquary. I can't identify these characters by just looking at their feet. Okay, he's going to utilize his watch to stay alive for a little bit longer, avoiding all the hits, and the ants will be taking the hit here, unfortunately, for the first time, and transitioning out. Hunter's gonna be utilizing those cats in about 5 seconds, and warp is up and ready to be used. Okay, we got the antiquarian helping out the lucky guy because he has no items whatsoever, disarming and blocking her way, but also not eating damage. Incredibly good job for support by NP. And the lucky guy is going to be slowly moving into the very corner with that 1 pallet. Hunter's going to be throwing down the cats in towards this direction. Flywheel, but he's still stunned. She still missed, and then she'll still be able to go in because the stun is long enough. Going to be chaired for the first time. A little unfortunate because the lucky guy does have tide turner, which will not be used. We got City going into his shovel form and getting ready for this rescue. Hunter is going to be hitting him out of the shovel because he's quite far away from the chair, so it's better that way. She can utilize the cats and stun him. Is able to throw down this chair. Gonna utilize the cross to recall the cats. Gonna take the hit. The cats aren't back yet, so they're not gonna get stunned, and he is able to get distance and avoid the double down situation. Hunter is able to get the hit onto Soba, and that will be his last chair. A lot of decoding progress all around, none that is quite primed yet. It looks like this lucky guy will just be returned. No, this is his second chair and he was rescued before half, so he will be on the chair once again. After watching a lot of games, you get a little confused, but it's okay. 70, 70, 50, 70. Wow. Interesting. We got the patient coming in for the rescue, taking the hit, but the cats are here. That means the stun is available, and the hunter is going to go and down the patient first, allowing Soba to get away. Using warp to get inside of the... Oh my goodness, great precision, is able to down Soba. Double down situation. Now they need to just go ahead and pop these cipher machines. MP coming in for the support, but injuries are all around. Too many injuries across all the survivors. Is going to get the stun and the injury onto this antiquarian. So they have to make a decision. She's going to continuously still harass so that the patient can also come out, which is what they're going to have to do, because right now there's too many injuries. But the thing is, if she goes down, this is terrible. It's going to be able to get the stun and free the lucky guy and buy even more time. The cats don't latch on, but she is able to down this lucky guy. Now she can bring the cross towards the lucky guy. Nope, she's just going to go for the... Oh, Flywheel is able to stay alive for even longer. She's coming back around. She's going to utilize the cross to try and stop the anti-Korean, but she's just too far away, so she's going to be able to chair this lucky guy, and the first survivor is sent back to the manor. We have 2 Cypher machines have been completed, 90, 70, 80, so Cypher progress is looking pretty good, but now that the survivor is going to be chased is the patient who's at half health. They're all at half health. It's looking a little dangerous. Is going to be able to get the immediate down onto the patient. City was trying to finish up this corner Cypher machine. Hunter not going to be chairing the patient and is going to go straight to protecting his Cypher machines. He's going to go right into a shovel form to hopefully prevent getting a double down situation here. Going to be able to send the cats, but it misses. Hiding behind this pallet, Hunter's going to go ahead and break it. Going to jump right towards this Hunter, hit him out of the shovel. Now he has no shovel left. No items for both survivors. Hunter coming back to the patient, 80% healed, not quite there, and will be chaired for the first time. It's looking very dangerous, so much injury all around. The Gravekeeper is going to finish the... Oh, she's going for the Antiquarian. She's committing. And she actually has warp, so she can go back at any time. So the Gravekeeper has to finish that Cypher machine regardless. Wonderful disarm on the side of the Antiquarian. Another disarm from Excitement. She changed to Excitement just for this and is able to down the Antiquarian for the first time. But this allows City to go for this rescue. And they're going to have one person on the Cypher machine and one person coming in for the rescue. But they're... Oh, he's still... Okay, he just got the rescue. So not enough time for the side of the survivors. Hunter is going towards City. It's looking really bad for RC survivors right now. She's going to utilize her leap, jump, close the distance, down this... Okay, Cypher machine's popped, but she has detention. Doesn't have the cats yet. 6 seconds. Is able to make it to the chair and get the rescue, but none of them, like both of them can escape obviously, and Hunter is going to be going for the wonderful flywheel by Umpi. Avoiding the cats, another pallet here to utilize. No stick left to utilize. Pallet by games. Oh my goodness. Red carpet escape being opened up. Oh, unfortunately is getting stunned here, so she will be going down. Exit gate, however, is open, but City is not there. She's not close enough, and he's being cut off from the exit gate. Hunter's going to be utilizing the cats. It's going to land on City. Oh no. He's going to be able to down the survivor, and that's another double survivor down. Maroli is hiding at the exit gate to give enough time for the Antiquarian to heal up. 82%. Okay, she is back up, and she needs a kite long enough for City to get back up. But they have no items. All they have is pallets. Umpi's items have been disabled, but she doesn't have any items. Ooh, Gravekeeper healed, and he's out, and that's a 2-man escape. Okay, we're gonna have the surrender for the survivor.